Okay, so next we're going to look at a cumulative frequency table. In order to do that, we have to have a frequency table, which I have here. And I'm going to make one more column from here. And this column I'm going to call the cumulative. And even the word itself, cumulative, implies as you add them all up. That's what cumulative means. And so what this is saying, from 3 to 350, I know there are 4 in total. And then what this interval is really saying is, I don't want just 350 to 400. I want everything less than or equal to 400. Well, I know from 350 to 400 is 5, but there's 4 before that, so it's going to be 5 plus 4, which is 9. So less than 400, there are 9 scores less than 400. Going to 450, well, how many scores are less than 450? Well, there's 3 in this interval and 9 less than 400. So 3 plus 9 is 12. And so I just add, each time I add to my cumulative, I add what's there. So 6 plus 12 is 18. And as I keep on going, I get 23 and 31 and 34 and 37 and 44 and finally 45. And this final score should match the total number of values that you have. And even better, I'm going to erase all these because those don't really make sense for cumulative. I want values that are less than 600 or less than 650 or less than 700. So this particular number here, let's say 31, says there are 31 scores that are less than or equal to 600 on the SAT. This is called the cumulative frequency table. Well, from the cumulative frequency table, we have to go and make a cumulative frequency graph. And so we've already got the bins here, and so this is 300. And I already prearranged that this is going to be 400 and 500. Same divisions as last time, and so I have to make sure that my graph paper can handle it. And now, this is going to be cumulative frequency on the side here, cumulative frequency. And there's 45 here that I have to count for, so I have to get 45 values here. And I have to break it up fairly evenly. And so if I round this up to 50 to make life easy on myself, I want to have roughly, I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 15 intervals to break this down to. Well, if I want 10 intervals, if I take 50 divided by 10, that's going to give me 5. So this is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. So I'm roughly looking somewhere between 7 and 15 kind of breaks in here so that we can clearly see what the division is. And so then I know less than or equal to 300. I start off here at 0. That's 300. 350, there's going to be 4. And so I can just approximate that. Less than 400 is 9. So I go 400 and 9. 450 and 12. So that's going to be 450 and 12. Less than 500 is 18. So 518 will be roughly here. And of course you can do some estimating. 23 is the next one, so that's going to be here. 31 goes here. 34 ends up being here. And 37 is right here. And then 44 will jump up to about here. And then 45 is here. And then what we do is we connect a nice smooth curve as we can. And this is hard to do on a computer, but you get the idea. You get a nice smooth curve. And this is what we call a cumulative frequency graph. And so we put a title, cumulative SAT verbal scores, SAT verbal scores. We have cumulative frequency here, and we have on the bottom axis, as the same as before, it's going to be verbal scores for the SAT. And this is a cumulative frequency table. Or this is a frequency table, this is a cumulative frequency graph. And if I look now, if I come across and go, oh,